And this strong attraction, maybe one she shouldn't feel. It sounds like a really dangerous mix.
Yeah, it does. So, okay, so let's unpack this. You've handed us some really interesting source material today, giving us a look into Beautiful Venom by Rina Kent.
Yeah, and what jumps out right away from the material is that this isn't like a one-off story. It's definitely set up as the first book in a new series, based in the Graystone University world.
Exactly. And the core idea, what the sources outline immediately, it's driven by this really personal mission. Dahlia Thorne, right? Her sister Violet gets attacked, ends up in a coma. And that just changes everything for Dahlia. Her whole focus becomes getting justice for Violet.
Right. And the way she goes about it, according to the sources, is pretty intense.
Yeah.
She decides to infiltrate the top hockey team there at Graystone, the Vipers.
Because she thinks they know something.
Apparently, yeah. The material suggests she believes they're somehow connected or hold the key to what actually happened to her sister.
Okay, wow. And that naturally throws her right into the path of the team captain, Kane Davenport.
Yeah, Kane. And the sources, they paint this picture of him being, well, not quite what he seems at first glance. Charming, sure, but underneath?
Something darker.
Kind of, yeah, like a dangerous edge, maybe even predatory. Something Dahlia picks up on pretty quickly, based on what we're seeing here.
Interesting. So how do the sources describe their dynamic? It's not just a typical romance, is it?
No, definitely not. It's described more like a tense and passionate game. That's the phrasing used. It implies this really complex push and pull.
Okay, a game.
Yeah, and you get the sense, reading between the lines of the material, that their own pasts, maybe some trauma or secrets they both have, really feed into this intensity.
Oh, right. So if you connect that back to the bigger picture, Dahlia is trying to, stay focused on her mission, find out about the Vipers. But she's also caught up in this really charged thing with Kane. It pulls her deep into this whole world, doesn't it? Secrets, power plays.
And this strong attraction, maybe one she shouldn't feel. It sounds like a really dangerous mix.
Yeah, it does. So based on the material, how does she even manage that? How does she pursue justice when she's right in the middle of this personal storm? Especially if the lines start getting blurry, which the sources kind of hint at.
That seems to be the central conflict, doesn't it? The material really leans into the dark, emotionally intense side of things.
Yeah, definitely themes of revenge, secrets within the sort of elite college setting, the danger surrounding characters like Kane.
And it's all set against this backdrop of, like, high-stakes college hockey, but also, and this seems important from the sources, a powerful secret society pulling strings behind the scenes.
Ah, okay, so that adds another layer of complexity.
Totally. It feels like that combination. Dahlia's very personal vendetta, this volatile thing with Kane, and then this, shadowy secret society. That's what the sources really flag as defining the start of this story.
Right, okay, so let's try and pull this together then. What your sources are showing us is basically a story focused on Dahlia Thorne's mission for revenge.
Targeted specifically at the Vipers hockey team, and particularly their captain, Kane Davenport.
And she gets thrown into this world that's full of secrets, complex power dynamics, and these really intense, maybe even dangerous relationships.
Yeah, and the key themes popping up in the material seem to be things like trust, vengeance, consent is mentioned.
Which suggests some pretty tricky ethical ground.
Exactly. And also how those lines between, say, love and hate can get really messed up.
Yeah. And the description is consistently, dark, emotionally intense romance, elite college, secret society. It paints a very specific picture.
World where the personal stakes are incredibly high, clearly, and where people's real motives get tested in some pretty extreme ways.
Definitely. Which leads to a final thought, maybe for you listening. Considering this drive for vengeance and how far someone might go for the truth, what does that blurring of lines, the one hinted at in the sources, between seeking justice and maybe falling into a dangerous obsession? What does that tell us about revenge itself, its real cost, its nature?
Something to think about as you maybe explore this world further.
Grab Beautiful Venom by Rina Kent, now on sale for $12.95. Don't miss this chance to build good habit and achieve remarkable results. Buy now today.